and not getting the sex you want.
Like as in of the baby.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking of the mother.
No. You're
Okay.
talking about the sex of the baby.
Did you know that pregnancy and its related factors can actually cause postpartum psychosis? You see a lot of women on the streets, and probably you might be thinking of other factors. But mind you, there are other things we have to consider as well. So join me today on Midwife's Diary as we discuss this. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Evelyn and I'm a registered midwife. This is Midwife's Diary, and on Midwife's Diary we talk about everything maternal and newborn care. So today we are talking about puerperal psychosis, and I have with me a gentleman who is an expert in mental health issues. So I'll let him introduce himself and then we delve into the whole conversation.
Yeah, so your boss Simon,
Okay,
a mental health officer.
a mental health officer.
Yeah.
Okay, so Charlie, you're the one going to explain and give us the detail into this whole puerperal psychosis
No
and
problem.
everything. Okay,
Yeah.
so what is puerperal psychosis?
So when we say puerperal psychosis, then we are talking about the onset of psychotic symptoms
Okay,
after childbirth. That is within 4 to 6 weeks after
Okay.
childbirth. Yeah.
okay. So with us midwives, the
Yeah.
period is the period right from birth to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned psychotic symptoms within this whole period. And see, what do you mean by psychotic symptoms?
Okay, so when we say psychotic symptoms, and then when we say psychosis,
Uh-huh.
then we are talking about when a person loses touch with reality.
Okay.
So all the symptoms the person will presenting are symptoms that can't be justified.
By reality.
Yes,
Like seeing a ghost.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, people argue ghosts are real anyway. Okay, fine. So if it happens after the 6 weeks, will we still consider it as puerperal psychosis?
Okay, it is research based,
Okay.
and then research are always not 100%,
Okay.
right? So even though we say 4 to 6 weeks, but others may develop near or probably 7, 8 weeks after childbirth.
Okay.
It depends on the person.
Okay. So, could it also be that maybe the symptoms were there, but maybe we didn't pick it up within the first 6 weeks, and maybe it manifested well within maybe the 7th week or maybe the 8th week?
Sure, with mental health conditions, some individuals or some clients exhibit the symptoms, let's say,
Acute
so
or
fast.
so fast? Okay.
Some of them also move through process. They are mild. So
Okay.
even though they will be exhibiting the symptoms, but we won't identify that these are abnormal symptoms.
Okay.
It takes time before we can
we can
actually
pick it up.
identify.
So if I get it right, what you mean is some of them are abrupt. It
Yes.
can just happen
Right.
like right on set,
Yeah,
and some of them too could take time.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the characteristics of psychosis?
Okay, when we say characteristics of psychosis, we are talking about a person losing touch with reality. So whatever the individual exhibits isn't normal.
Okay. Like what?
So a person can tell you that I hear voices.
Okay.
Mhm.
But
So
maybe the
with
person
time,
actually hears voices.
the person can tell you my late grandfather is talking to me. I hear my great grandfather's voice.
But we are in Africa, and
Mhm.
continue.
That makes it complex.
Yes.
Yes, when we bring beliefs in a situation like this,
Yes.
it makes it complex. But mind you, it comes with a lot of characteristics. So-
That it won't just be that.
So let's say we are considering your belief here. The person will also tell you, I see President Obama right here visiting me.
It's
That one.
possible. It's possible.
Nobody is seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the only one telling us, but nobody can actually see it. So it doesn't really make sense if you are to take it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember when we went to Pantine for our psychiatric affiliation,
Yeah.
one woman was telling us that she was the one that killed Ebony.
Mhm.
And that's at the time we were there. I think Ebony had an accident, something like that. May her soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
And she believes that she, in the psychiatric world, she was able to do that.
It's normal. It's normal. They always feel guilty.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They always feel guilty and accept every fault.
Okay.
Yes, they believe they cause a lot of misfortunes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is a normal sign and symptom, or it's a normal symptom that you can say when it comes to postpartum psychosis.
I don't know, but talking about it, I feel like psychiatry is interesting. Maybe I
Yeah.
need midwifery and come and do psychiatry. Okay. So apart from that, what else? What other characteristic would the person exhibit of
Okay, so they also experience delusions.
Okay.
So most of them they are
What
grandiose.
what is delusion?
They are fixed false beliefs. So the person believes he or she is a president. We are actually talking about women. So
yeah.
the person will tell you she's the first lady.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And it's true that the person is not the first lady of the
fine.
president
Those
in the
ones
country. So
Okay.
that one is a fixed false belief.
Okay.
And then the person can tell you all sorts of things. The person can even tell you she gave birth to twins.
Okay, yeah, I think a client I had, she gave birth to a girl, and but she was requesting for a boy, that the baby is a boy.
You understand?
Okay. Okay.
All right, so that's also a sign and then a symptom. Then we can also talk about denial.
Okay.
Denial. The person will be denying the fact that the baby isn't hers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so if you give the baby to her, she probably will throw the baby away. You understand? The person can even tell you that she wasn't pregnant, so she doesn't understand why she's in the hospital.
Have you ever come across a client like that before?
Yeah. it isn't common, but I remember. I remember.
Yeah, because of the way it's not common. When you meet one, you would know.
You always want to
and
engage yourself and then know more about it. They also experience anhedonia.
Anhedonia. What is that?
When you say anhedonia, it's when a person loses interest in anything that gives him or her joy. So we are actually talking about women. So
then me, I think I'm experiencing anhedonia. I don't have interest. Wait, is it like the normal interest level? Like you wake up every day and feel like you're not interested in anything.
So the person enjoys listening to music.
Okay.
But right now, the person, even if you play her favorite music, she'll just go off. Right.
Okay. I think like low key, we all experience anhedonia, and I am the one experiencing. So that one doesn't qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then please, I don't have anhedonia.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's anhedonia, and then also thought of self-harm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thought of self-harm. So we can say suicide. If we don't take care, it can lead to suicide or homicide. That's when the woman can kill
the baby.
Yes, the baby.
Definitely, sure. The baby is disturbing.
Yeah, so if you force the baby on her,
she can kill.
Yes, it can result to.
Then this is serious.
Yeah, actually, it's that serious, even though it's not that common.
Yes. So, if this is that serious, what can actually cause this? What can actually cause a woman to go through such a thing?
It has always been multiple factors.
Okay.
Family history.
Okay.
That one we can never do away with. That one. We have families that we always say that we're going to give birth. We accompany them. We always make sure we monitor whatever is happening, because almost every woman in the family experiences postpartum psychosis.
Wow.
Yeah. It runs through family.
Wow.
Yeah. And another one, should I continue or you want
continue?
Another one is substance misuse.
Okay.
During pregnancy.
Okay.
You know, during pregnancy, most women or pregnant women attest to the fact that they really want to test substances, psychotic substances. It can be alcohol anyway, but when they are exposed to these substances, it can actually lead to postpartum psychosis.
Okay.
And alcohol. We have women who think when they are pregnant, they always have to take in alcohol because they want to satisfy their desire. It can also lead to postpartum psychosis.
Wow.
Yeah, so substance misuse during pregnancy can also lead to postpartum psychosis. So aside substance misuse, we can also talk about stress. We have single parents, you understand?
Yeah.
Somebody can go have sex, get pregnant, and then the person is not having a responsible male partner. who is actually ready to take care of the baby.
Yes, I mean,
at
the
a
way
childbirth.
our society is.
Yes. So the stress from the family, the society, you
Yeah.
understand? The person is always thinking about how she's going to raise the baby. So
Yeah.
this stress can also
And
lead to
pregnancy itself is stressful.
stressful.
Plus all these things
Yeah.
that the person will also be thinking about.
Yeah. And not getting the sex you want.
Like as in of the baby.
Yeah.
I thought
The-
you're talking of the mother.
No. They're
Okay.
talking about the sex of the baby. You know, we
Okay.
have families that they always go to birth and then they bring females.
Okay.
Others too, we have the opposite.
Okay. I remember Obi to Obi in Crown Hospital say, "Oh, Obama needs if you."
Sure. You understand? Sometimes the family will be playing along, but we have families that's serious.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they mean what they're saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though you're not the one determining the sex of your baby,
I mean, it's
you
being,
just have to bring.
yeah, it's going to tell me more like it's more paternal than it is maternal.
Yeah, sure. So this kind of stress, you understand, sex of the baby can lead to postpartum psychosis.
And if, let's say, she has maybe a rival who has given birth to, especially in our setting, like a male child,
Sure.
and maybe she's looking for a male child, it's not getting, and the rival has given birth to a male child, or maybe the husband is also threatening to leave her if she doesn't bring forth a male child.
Of course.
Yeah, I get it. I get
So
it.
it can also result to postpartum psychosis. We can also talk about denial. Denial from the male, the father to the baby.
And
the
the
father of the
baby, the baby is not his.
Yeah, it can also lead to postpartum psychosis. It also leads to stress. You know, giving birth and then the man responsible for the baby is denying the fact that the baby isn't his. So, you understand, this is a serious thing that can lead to postpartum psychosis.
I can just imagine.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what these women will be going through and all of that. But can we prevent this? Is it preventable?
Okay, it is always preventable when you know there is a family history of postpartum psychosis. I say, you understand? So when there is a family history of postpartum psychosis, you should always make sure that everything that you're doing shouldn't trigger. For instance, you are from a such family and then you're abusing substance during pregnancy.
You know what I'm even thinking about? How often are we able to link mental illness to postpartum? Like, how will I even be able to determine that my family has a history of postpartum psychosis? Because do we even know something like that exists? Do we even think about it? Maybe the person is the person is exhibiting such signs and symptoms, but we probably could associate it with other factors, that maybe she's cheated on the husband, or maybe she's cursed or something. I doubt that in our setting we would like Kong say I just say Obia they are keen about such things. Kong say this is something that is in our family that we should really take a look at, because if a woman develops things like this and you are not in a community that is even too elite, or let me say educated, they probably might think that she cheated on the husband, or maybe she did something. That is why something like that has even happened to her in the first place.
So in our part of the world, it's common.
Okay.
That is the trend in our part of the world, because we aren't educated that much. You understand? So even if you go to the hospital and then we have a client who is in a situation like this, you see an older person in the family will be linking to a case. You understand? But when they are educated, they really get to understand that, even though
there could be a case.
Yes, but there's a possibility that there is no case, but it's as a result of maybe something that's passing through the family.
So that could it be genetic?
Yeah.
So meaning say maybe it's in our genes.
Sure.
And you can't do anything about it.
You see, when it comes to mental illness, we always have issues. When someone visits the hospital and then you ask, is it in the family that all the elders are having maybe hypertension or suffering from hypertension or diabetes? Yeah. No. But when it comes to mental illness, they will be shying away from it.
If it was be associated
because of the
with
stigma.
Yes.
You understand? So even if they are aware, they will try and find a possible way to link it to something.
Yes.
That has been
Yes,
the thing.
we I think in our society we always try to, for lack of a better word, rubbish off mental health illness
Sure.
to something spiritual.
That has been
Okay.
it.
Okay, so how else do we prevent this? You talk about the family,
Okay, so
knowing your family history.
with the family, okay, and also we shouldn't always give pressure to the woman. She isn't the determiner of the sex of a baby,
Okay.
right? It's God.
Okay.
So whatever happens, we should always accept and embrace it like that.
Okay.
But in a situation where we shouldn't even make jokes of it, like, oh, okay, when you're going, you should bring male child, you should bring female child.
Some even say bring human being.
You understand? So it puts some good. It puts some tension on the woman.
Yeah.
So the woman will be thinking and thinking, and then
Okay.
psychosis will set in.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Yeah.
what else?
Okay, so we shouldn't, as a man, I'm talking about the males. We should always accept responsibilities. You understand? You know, and the
You
common
understand
thing
your
is,
right.
it happens when they are not married.
Ah.
You know, relationship, and then the woman gets pregnant.
Okay.
You understand? So the man, you should always be bold and accept responsibility that yes, I'm the man. Unless you have vivid evidence, and even with that one, just wait after delivery, after some months, you can settle that one. You understand? Maybe 2 days,
Okay.
2 days to delivery, and then you'll be calling the woman and then threatening her that she shouldn't even mention your name, that you're the responsible, you're responsible for the pregnancy.
Are you doing parental counseling?
Yeah, it's part of it. So as a man or as a male individual, you should always hold responsibility.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Some of them is deliberate.
I get it.
Yes.
Okay. How do we manage postpartum psychosis?
So with postpartum psychosis, it isn't chronic.
Okay.
It isn't chronic. So it is just transient. It doesn't last. It lasts for, I think, 2 weeks.
Oh.
Some it may extend.
Okay.
It is not a fact. Some it may extend. We have school of thoughts. Some will say 4 weeks. Some will say 2 weeks. Some will even say more than that.
Okay.
So with that one, we don't usually treat with medications.
Okay.
We establish reality. As we said earlier, it is when people lose touch with reality. So we establish reality. We make the person understand that the baby is hers. You understand? We also ensure that the family show love. Families should always show love.
Okay.
You understand? We shouldn't always make a point that, okay, if the baby is a boy, if the baby is a girl, then we aren't coming to show you love because we're expecting probably A or B sex. You understand? So when we show love, even though we don't want, that's not what we're expecting. But when we show love, it gives some comfort and then relief.
Support.
It prevents postpartum psychosis from setting in.
My last question.
Yeah.
How does postpartum depression, what's the link between postpartum depression and then postpartum psychosis?
Okay, so there are different things altogether.
Okay.
Yeah, depression and then psychosis, they stand on their separate path.
But can postpartum depression cause postpartum psychosis?
Postpartum depression actually leads to postpartum psychosis.
Oh, okay. So whatever the woman is going through will depress her first, and it can cause the psychosis.
With the depression, probably you won't notice. So if the depression sets in, we can say postpartum depression. But when it leads to psychosis, then we can also say that postpartum depression leading to psychosis.
No, postpartum. Okay.
You understand? It's always the depression leading to
psychosis. Okay. Simon, thank you so much for coming today. Right. I really do appreciate it. Guys, I hope you've learned a lot from today's video, and I hope that henceforth women will receive the support that they need. Thank you so much for your time. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. As and always, this is Midwife's Diary, and we are walking the talk of motherhood. Bye.